I used to think a silk scarf and a camel coat meant old money. I was wrong. Because old money style isn't about labels, it's about signals. Quiet ones, subtle ones. And if you're over 50, there are 6 very specific mistakes that can quietly undo your entire look. In this video, I'll show you what I used to do and what I changed, after spending years studying how European women in their 50s and 60s actually dress. Think Milan, not Madison Avenue. By the end, you'll see how to look truly elevated, without a single designer logo in sight. But it's the last mistake that shocked me, and most women never realize they're doing it. Let's start with the one mistake that so many stylish women over 50 make without even realizing it, leaning too heavily on designer logos. I get it. When you've worked hard, raised a family, built a life, sometimes buying that iconic logo handbag or branded belt feels like a reward. And for a long time, I thought the same. But here's the thing. True old money style isn't about showing the label. It's about showing restraint. The women who come from wealth don't need to advertise it. In fact, they avoid it. Instead of that flashy Gucci belt or the Louis Vuitton Neverfull with monograms splashed everywhere, think about the women you associate with inherited elegance, women like Carolina Herrera or even Queen Sofia of Spain. You never see them in loud branding. What you see is beautiful tailoring, subtle design, and pieces that you can't quite place, but you know they're expensive. That's the power of quiet luxury. It doesn't ask for attention, it just earns it. This mistake shows up a lot in handbags, shoes, and outerwear. And honestly, some of the most expensive-looking pieces I own have no branding on them at all. A smooth, buttery leather bag in a neutral tone? It'll give off old estate in Lake Como energy far more than a bag screaming Dior. What matters more is the quality of the leather, the structure of the silhouette, and whether it feels like it was made to last. Because old money style is always about lasting power, not trends. Wearing clothes that fit the body. Now moving on to something a little more subtle, but equally important. This is a mistake I personally made in my late 30s, and I still see it happen with women in their 50s and 60s. It's the idea that if something fits your body well, it automatically looks elegant. But old money style doesn't just ask, does it fit? It asks, does it feel right for the moment? You can wear the most beautifully tailored blazer, but if you're at an outdoor brunch in June and it looks too formal or heavy, it throws off the entire vibe. Think of it like this. Elegance has a rhythm, and women from wealth are masters of reading the room. They dress in a way that fits the mood, the occasion, and yes, even the weather. That's why you'll often see Italian or Austrian women over 50 in relaxed blazers, silk blouses, or soft cotton skirts instead of stiff pencil skirts or overly sharp tailoring. Their clothes move with them. They don't feel like armor. Old money style isn't about perfection. It's about natural poise. The key here is knowing how to strike that balance. A fluid pair of wide-leg trousers in a light wool blend paired with a soft knit tee. Elegant and effortless. A tight sheath dress that hugs every curve. That's more business gala than refined casual. You want structure, yes, but it needs to feel lived in. Not like you're dressing for a red carpet. Old money women rarely look like they tried too hard, even when their outfits cost a fortune. And just a quick note, this applies to shoes and accessories too. If your outfit is relaxed and your shoes are stiff patent leather pumps, it breaks the flow. Go for soft loafers, ballet flats, or sleek slides in neutral tones. I've actually added links in the description box below to some of my favorite brands that really get this balance right, especially for women over 50 who want pieces that flatter without feeling forced. These are brands I trust and wear myself. Next up, let's talk about shine and sparkle, because this one is so easy to overdo without realizing it. Now, don't get me wrong, I love a good piece of jewelry. A vintage bracelet here, a delicate gold chain there. They can elevate an outfit in such a quiet, graceful way. But when it comes to the old money aesthetic, too much shimmer instantly pulls the look away from elegance and more into trying too hard territory. And for women over 50, it's even more important to tread carefully here. Old money women don't dress to be seen from across the street. They dress to be noticed up close. That means they avoid the oversized cocktail rings, the rhinestone-studded jackets, or the glitzy costume earrings that catch every bit of light in the room. Instead, they focus on restraint and refinement. Picture a pair of tiny pearl studs, a fine chain with a locket, or a slim gold bracelet that almost disappears into the wrist. The impact is subtle, but unforgettable. What I often tell women is this: shine should look like it belongs to you, not like you borrowed it from a jewelry store window. If your accessories are louder than your presence, it's time to pull back. Choose pieces that complement your tone, your skin, and your mood. And please skip the sequins unless it's New Year's Eve. And even then, think matte metallic, not disco ball. Subtle is powerful. So before you reach for that chunky jeweled necklace or metallic sweater, ask yourself, is this enhancing my look or overpowering it? There's a huge difference. And finding that sweet spot makes all the difference in looking truly elegant at any age. Now let's get into one of the trickiest mistakes to navigate, and one I see all the time, dressing either too young or too stiff. And it's a delicate dance, isn't it? Because as women over 50, we want to feel fresh, current, and attractive. But we also don't want to look like we're borrowing our daughter's clothes or our grandmother's. The old money style lives in that sweet middle space, where you look like a woman who knows exactly who she is and dresses for that woman. The mistake I see most often is swinging too far in one direction. One day, someone's in ripped jeans, a cropped tee, and wedge sneakers. And the next, they're in a beige knit set that screams, early retirement cruise. Neither look feels quite right. And here's the key. Old money style isn't trend-chasing or rigid. It's about timeless silhouettes that feel relevant without screaming, "Look at me." You can wear a tailored pair of cropped pants and a crisp white blouse and still look incredibly modern if the fit, fabric, and color are right. One trick I use is to borrow from trends without buying into them. So I'll take the color palette from a trend, like soft sage or butter yellow, and apply it to a classic shirt dress. Or I'll notice that ballet flats are trending again and pair them with a softly structured skirt instead of distressed denim. It's not about dressing young, it's about dressing with energy and elegance. The most stylish women over 50 I know wear pieces that allow them to move, not mold. Let me ask you, have you ever struggled to find that balance between youthful and age-appropriate style? Or do you ever worry that your outfit is veering too far in either direction? Let me know in the comments section below. I'd genuinely love to hear your take, and your story might help someone else watching too. That's why we're here, to learn from each other and grow stylishly, together. Let's switch gears a bit and talk about something that can completely unravel a carefully chosen outfit, neglecting grooming and everyday wear details. You could be wearing the most beautiful cashmere sweater and a stunning silk skirt, but if your shoes are scuffed, your bag looks worn out, or your nails are chipped, it chips away at the entire old money image. And the worst part? You don't notice it until someone else does. For women over 50, grooming is not about looking younger. It's about looking cared for. It's the subtle art of letting people know, I take myself seriously. That doesn't mean you need a blowout every week or a full face of makeup daily. It means that your roots are touched up, your eyebrows are softly shaped, your hands are moisturized, and your fragrance is thoughtfully chosen. And yes, ironing your clothes matters. A wrinkle-free white shirt speaks louder than a designer label ever could. And let's talk about shoes. I always say, your shoes tell your story before you do. And I've seen it happen. Women put so much effort into their outfit, but then wear sandals with frayed straps or sneakers that have seen too many walks. You don't need 100 pairs of shoes, just a few clean, well-kept ones that feel classic and walkable. Leather loafers, soft ballet flats, and simple slingbacks go a long way, especially when they're well maintained. Now, let's get into something I hear so many women over 50 doing, leaning too hard into French girl style because it's trendy. But what if I told you that's not actually what old money elegance is about? What comes next might completely shift the way you think about effortless style, and trust me, you'll want to hear this. Now here's one that I've seen gain massive traction online, the obsession with French girl style. We've all seen the Pinterest boards, the capsule wardrobes, the striped tees and red lipstick. And while there's nothing inherently wrong with it, I've noticed something. Many women over 50 are adopting the aesthetic without realizing it's actually very different from the principles of old money style. One is about minimalism and spontaneity, the other is about structure and legacy. French girl fashion often says, "I just threw this on and walked out," while old money elegance says, "I've refined this look for decades." The difference is in the intention. Old money women dress like they're part of a long-standing tradition, because they often are. Even when it's casual, there's always a sense of grooming, quality, and quiet investment in what they wear. It's not about being carefree, it's about being curated. Let's also talk about color. The French style loves neutrals, black, white, navy. But old money elegance often plays with rich heritage tones, camel, burgundy, forest green, soft creams. The palette is still classic, but it has depth. You'll notice more textures too: tweed, cashmere, fine wool, even silk-lined trench coats. And finally, accessories in old money style aren't tossed last minute. They're chosen with the same care as the outfit itself. So before you buy another Breton striped top, pause and ask yourself, do I want to look like a trendy Parisian girl? Or like a woman who owns an estate in Tuscany? Because the latter doesn't rely on trends. She builds a wardrobe of intentional elegance, one piece at a time. If you loved this breakdown of old money elegance, I've got another video I think you'll really enjoy. It's all about the 10 obvious mistakes short and curvy women over 50 should avoid. And yes, I share real solutions that actually work for everyday life. Because let's face it, most of us aren't built like runway models. And that doesn't mean we can't look absolutely incredible. So if you want to keep learning how to style your body with confidence and clarity, don't miss that one next.